And indeed, India's Shubhendu Ghosh joins us from Limassol, Cyprus now. Shubhendu, we saw a spirited reception given to Prime Minister Modi there. Could you tell us something more about the Indian community in Cyprus and how it is integrated with the locals there?
That's right, Tanvi. Spirited indeed. It's a small Indian diaspora here in Cyprus, counting a few thousands. But the manner in which they all came together, people from all age groups, little children and the grandparents, they'd all come together to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The enthusiasm spoke volumes about the manner in which they see the Prime Minister as a representative of India, the Indian culture, in that sense that they were like, there's a Prime Minister from India coming after over 2 decades, making the moment very, very special in their lifetimes. They'd waited for a long time for such a day, and once they could meet Prime Minister, they left very satisfied. They'll talk about their work. As I mentioned, it's a small community of Indians, but they're well integrated into the Cyprus society, contributing significantly. Many of them technology professionals, also students. There are also businesses here based in Cyprus, which is also seen as a sort of gateway to Europe. So in that sense, close ties that Cyprus and India share is actually a lived experience through Indian diaspora who are making sure that this relation goes from strength to strength. And the meetings, the discussions that are now lined up between Prime Minister of India and President of Cyprus, which is going to happen tomorrow, delegation level talks, the idea is to be able to give fresh impetus to these relations, to the people-to-people ties, so that more people from India, more businesses from India could come to Cyprus and vice versa. Cyprus could access the huge market that India represents. Cyprus would want to, in a more active manner, act as a gateway, as an intermediary, as India tries to increase its footprint as far as the European market is concerned. And in all of this, the Indian diaspora, Indian businesses, Indian technocrats playing a key role.
Yes. Okay, the fact that Cyprus is set to assume the European Union Council presidency in the first half of 2026, in that context, how does this visit bolster ties between India and the EU in terms of building gateways for the region?
Oh, hugely important because this visit has to be seen as the larger outreach that India is also doing to Europe. We know that India-EU FTA negotiations are on. We've heard Indian leaders talking about how once that FTA happens, there's going to be a closer strategic partnership between India and whole of Europe. And having a close partner, a partner like Cyprus, which shares civilizational links with India, which shares historical links with India, where both the countries look in the same direction in principles, whether it's democracy, whether it's standing against a scourge of terrorism. In all those ways, the convergences that we see between India and Cyprus are quite extraordinary. And that makes a fertile ground for further cooperation between India and Europe. In that sense, as we know that Cyprus is going to be taking over the rotating presidentship of the Council of the European Union in 2026, and India being one of the closest partner of Cyprus gets an edge then to be able to have a deeper, more comprehensive engagement, particularly in the area of technology and innovation. And both Europe and India have great potential to work together, and Cyprus could play a key role in being that very, very important intermediary.
Okay, Shubhendu, we are all standing by for the business roundtable that is to happen next. We'll come back to you as and when that unfolds. Thank you very much for reporting on the story from Limassol.